Okay, there's a lot of ways a live-action movie can fudge up a perfectly good comic or anime, but that doesn't stop people from making them or loyal fans from watching them. I think that with a good plot and adherence to the original version's characters, we can actually make a lot of great movies for anime, not just Beyblade. There are big studio franchises working on live-action movies based on comics, mainly Marvel and their cinematic universe. But there's loads of competition, a few of which I'll mention today. And it's not just big movie makers getting in on the action, as you'll soon find out. The streaming giant Netflix has made a Bleach movie and is also working on a live-action adaptation of the famous manga turned show called One Piece. Even Warner Brothers have produced an anime live-action adaptation called Death Note 2006. More recently though, there's been many live-action Naruto and One Punch Man movies that have been brought to life by fans and an amazing creative YouTube channel, RE Anime, which give me hope that the Beyblade movie project can still come to life if enough fans want it to happen. There's many more amazing content creators whom produce anime related stuff too. Link in the description below if Paramount isn't making the movie with Jerry Bruckheimer, as rumor has it. In this video, I'm just going to share a few ideas that I've been thinking about for the Beyblade Burst franchise. These are based on most Beyblade seasons, and if you have a theory that I've missed, let us know in the comments below. All that being said, let's get started because the Beyblade franchise has years worth of awesome storylines. Although not all will agree, each season and version of Beyblade is amazing in their own style and way in which they introduce Beyblade to new fans. Whether it's the engaging storytelling from Bakuten Shu, the amazing Metal series Beyblades that came after, or the stunning 3D graphics alongside 2D animation in Burst. The next chapter of Beyblade is shaping up to be an amazing one, being on a big screen and including known bladers with a familiar story, showing us the crazy power in the Beyblade show, especially if they make... We know there's new Beyblades coming for the new Beyblade Burst Boost series, but I'm more excited for seeing them make a stadium that's lifelike. An anime stadium depicted in real life should be at least 6 feet in diameter, unless they're using the new Dynamite Battle Stadium, in which it can get as big as 9 feet in diameter. Now, if you want to know how I came up with those measurements, you can check down in the description below as well. For most Beyblade fans though, this means that Beyblade could start to become seen as a sport. If we have a tournament-style movie with epic venues all over the world, even if there's CGI, it takes more force, power, and speed to be able to see all the avatars and special moves displayed on screen. I think they'll have to have a mix of 2D, 3D, and CGI animations in order to make it come to life, which in my opinion will make it look more like what we're used to on TV, as I don't see Paramount Pictures or any other studios using a small stadium from Hasbro or TT. I guess that depends on their budget though. Paramount Pictures has always been coming up with amazing work using live action and CGI though. Movies like Sonic, Transformers, and Clifford show the high quality we can expect from their studios should they be working on a Beyblade movie. If this hits the market, can you imagine the hype of doing the battles in them? In theory, we could find it at the kiddie pool section at Walmart. Not only that, for us content creators, it offers more opportunity to make content, grow our collection, and see others who enjoy blading while watching the movie. But that's not all, because more importantly, it's the substance, the story, We know the story of all the main characters. Although not complete for some, making a story about supporting characters like Shu, Ryuga, or Kai's future or past is something most fans would love to see. And by no means am I saying that we know everything about the main characters, it's just that sometimes I feel that characters like Shu, Kai, and even Kiyoya can also carry the Beyblade story forward because of their blading abilities, but usually they get overshadowed by the protagonists. It feels that we know them so well due to their close relationships and on-screen presence, but truth is, there's much more to them. Especially Kai, and all their stories are equally important. Okay, we know a little bit about Ryuga's past. He was raised to own El Drago and is considered the Dragon Emperor. I'm not gonna spoil the story beyond that, but just to know more about his past and perhaps missing chapters. Heck, I'm sure we can have a movie of Ryuga beating people in the street with his El Drago, and that'd be great too. Learning if Ryuga died after the events of Metal Masters, as most manga readers would already know, and if he starts a family would be a great plot to follow. Answering other events that's stated in the manga but made unclear through the TV adaptation because of censorship in North America could be a great place to start. If you didn't know, Jenga passed on Pegasus to Zero, and some have theories about Ryuga's Beyblade too. But better yet, how about Shu's family and Shu's background? To know his parents' blading history? Could one of them be the retired bladers and owner of Amaterios? There's missing Beyblade Burst seasons or plot holes between the events of Chozi and Rise, leading up to the Surge seasons of Beyblade Burst that many fans would love to see and know more about. Like, why did Loden get Luinor? Or did Fi quit blading? But I'm getting ahead of myself because fans of the original series series could have the opportunity to see Kai once again blading. This could be a big nostalgia trip, especially to introduce him to the new generation through Kai's son Go. Imagine to see him blading again with a new Dronzer, using the newest graphics like we see in Burst, and of course without the weak Burst teeth. And I get it, the Burst feature isn't for everyone, but a Bay is a Bay, and true Bladers don't ignore progress. In my opinion, it's the essence of Beyblade. But perhaps the biggest impact this movie could have is its target audience. Now let me explain. I'm sure you know by now that the Beyblade show has been used as a tool for advertising toys to children, and I'm not here to argue about that. But the age of the original Beyblade fans of the franchise is now over 18 since its early release in 2000s. This could mean that movie directors have a choice to make, catering to audiences 13 and over, which may give the movie a more interesting narrative by including mature themes and language, or making it rated G, so it could be marketed to kids again. I think you know what that means already. And honestly, I think they'll choose the latter in order to keep on brand. More importantly, is the Beyblade system that will be used in the movie. Will it be Burst, Metal Series, or the first generation Beyblade? Apart from seeing them in action or getting to know new chapters of their life, the next best thing would be... Okay, I know that Beyblade Burst is notorious for ignoring opportunities, and this may be just another one. There's very few supporting characters that have made it throughout the seasons, and that includes main characters too. If all the Burst main characters only are featured in the movie, while it could be good, it probably won't be watched by a big chunk of the Beyblade community. I think it's likely that in a crossover, only Vault would appear alongside Jinga and Tyson. But more importantly, they would appear together, not necessarily against each other. There are villains in Beyblade worth mentioning that they could all fight together, like Nemesis and Rego. And of course, if we include the Burst seasons, we have Fi and the Requiem Project too. A Beyblade crossover can be a great chance for these characters to be reintroduced. But for this to happen, we have to remember that we can always make our own theories afterwards, because usually the problem being is that fans tend to have favorites. And I get it too, I love Lou Shirosagi, but by uniting to fight evil together, because in all Beyblade seasons, there is a darkness that can influence Bladers, being a thirst for power, money, or revenge, and usually gets downplayed, thus being not explored in the TV shows. And hopefully, it's something that the scriptwriters are thinking about including, having a short runtime of 130 minutes, which is the average of a movie. The movie's characters may rely heavily on plot armor, overpowered evolutions, and pointless gimmicks to overcome their opponents. The diversity of the Beyblade stories offers a unique opportunity to unite people worldwide, as there are Bladers from all over the world in the manga and anime. I think that one of the darkest theories is that the Bladers in the anime are all imagining the avatars, and that they never actually have the powers that we see. But what if instead the Beyblade Burst characters are all trapped? Where, you ask? In Brooklyn's alternate dimension. This is Brooklyn, the antagonist for Beyblade G Revolution. He was able to create dimensions in which whatever he imagined could come to life. Now this playing field does remind me a lot of when the Bladers in Burst see their own avatars. Perhaps the reason they can see their avatars and experience the power scale seen on screen is because they somehow tap into the same dimension. In the event the movie is in production, I do hope some of these ideas can be included. One thing is for sure though, I'll be in line to see the movie. And if you enjoy Beyblade, I hope you do too. We will definitely be disappointed if we focus on negatives. Let's instead be grateful if we get a chance to get a movie regardless of the winner. But it's likely this opportunity may be the best chance to introduce Beyblade to the next generation of Bladers. Ones that may look up to you, and maybe this Beyblade Dad.